and like, poignant to the current conversation, is willing to look past our prejudices. And we are all prejudiced, 100%. As soon as we see somebody, it doesn't matter what color or shape or gender or all that stuff, we instantly have judgments and expectations based on our past experience. And almost all the prejudice has to do with people being locked into majority consciousness. It doesn't have to do with the color of somebody's skin or their genetics or all that stuff, although some people think it does. It has nothing to do with that. We're all essentially the same. The biggest delineating factor between human beings is the majority consciousness in which we've grown up with. And if you run into somebody that's locked into majority consciousness, you can actually accurately prejudice it based on the cultural aspect of what they're representing. So, conservative is going to act like a conservative because they're more identified with being conservative than they are with their source. And somebody that's, identified with being a liberal rather than being identified as Kyle or Bree or Raven or Jeff or whatever, instead of being identified with their own inner nature of source, they're identified with the culture of liberal. And, we can, if the more somebody's identified, like, what are what's the cheese football team? Whatever, Green Bay Pack? No.
Yes.
The Green Bay Packers, cheeseheads, right? There's a whole set of behavior for cheeseheads or whatever they call them, and it's like, if you see somebody with their cheesehead outfit, you can predict how they're going to behave, what they're going to be for, what they're going to be against, all those kind of things. We're for, the Green Bay Packers, and we're against the New York Jets. We hate the Jets, those damn Jets, they're evil or whatever. So, all the things that separate us as human beings does not have to do with our genetics or the color of our skin, but it extremely has to do with the culture in which I was raised. If I'm raised in a victim culture, I'm going to act like a victim. If I'm raised, around anger, I'm going to act angry, and all the beliefs and ideas. And, there's a certain accuracy to the prejudice when you see the culture that somebody's representing. And, part of this process is to get free from culture. So I'm just me, human being. And then I am not separate when I recognize, but as soon as I identify, and that's why, even inquiry method, we don't have dogma, we don't have culture, you don't have to wear certain clothing, you don't have, you should shave your head, but you don't have to. But, it's like, but the more cultural, more level 2, any group is, the more they have constraints and expectations around behavior. Here, where we want to free the human spirit to be, and that's why there's such a unique bunch of weirdos here on this call. It's because we're getting more and more free with it within ourselves. And anyway, that wasn't even on the agenda, so I guess I had a rant in me. All right,